What's going on, Grizz Nation? It is time for a Grizz game day update. The Grizzlies are finally back home tonight, taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Joining me, I could not ask for anyone else. ShahAhmadi, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I always love chatting with you before the game. It gets me ready for the game too.
Well, that's kind of what I like as well. Let's set it up for both teams, right? So tonight it's 7 p.m. The Grizzlies injury report is clean-ish, like no one other than Jaren, Danny, Zaire, who have been out the whole season. Everyone else is playing. Do you want to start with your injury list though? Because you got a whole lot of guys out.
We cannot say the same for that part of it. That's for sure. It's been definitely a tough start to the season injury-wise. LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Cody Martin. Cody and LaMelo have basically been out the whole season. Terry was added a couple games in with an ankle injury. And then our last game in Chicago, Gordon didn't play at all in the second half. He's dealing with some shoulder pain. So essentially we are out 3 starters and then Cody Martin as well, who, I mean, he plays significant minutes too. So down 4 very key guys. I know this is a part of the NBA, but it's tough because I feel like a lot of times you don't expect it till maybe even the second half of the NBA, a couple months in, and we're literally dealing with it before the season even started. So that has been challenging. It's been a great opportunity for the young guys to come in, but definitely a challenge when you've got 4 key guys on the injury list.
Yeah, of course. That sucks. Nobody wants to see that even in the second half, honestly. Like,
you
want to play the best of the best. You know what I mean? So talk about some of the guys who have stepped up though, because it looks like PJ Washington has been having a good time. I know he's not a young guy, like you said, but he's been having a pretty good start to the season.
What I've been loving about PJ's game is he has become a 2-way player, I guess you could say. Last year, and actually just a couple of years that I've covered him, this is his 4th season in the league. He great shooter, has always been, mechanics wise, but he's really stepped up his mid-range game. So that's something that he worked on a lot this summer. And we are seeing it these early parts of the season. He is taking more mid-range shots. He's getting to the rim more. He's being aggressive. Then he's getting to the line, making his free throws. It is so awesome to watch. I'm loving this. I mean, quote, new PJ. I know he could always do it, but he always just, I felt like relied on the 3-point line a little bit more. And now he's definitely expanding his game and it has been paying off. He had back-to-back 25+ point games, which he's never done in his career. And we've needed every second of it just because of all the injuries. So loving that part of it. Kelly Oubre, he usually is the guy that comes off the bench for us when everyone's healthy. He's the first guy that they call, 6-man type of deal, but he's started every game just with all the injuries too. And last game in Chicago, he had 24 points. So, need that too. And then Dennis Smith Jr., who was a late pickup for us. He didn't even get to do all of training camp for the Hornets, but he's from North Carolina. So a local guy. He's had, a couple years in the league where he's been on 4 teams in the 6 years he's been, 5, maybe including the Hornets. So he has moved around quite a bit and trying to find more of like a permanent home, but man, what a pickup. Cause obviously no one could predict the injuries, but to have him here has been phenomenal. So loving what we're seeing from those guys. It's been so necessary and it's been fun to watch.
I want to ask you, because of those 3 starters plus Cody out, Charlotte has the best transition defense in the entire league. They're only allowing like 9 points. The Grizzlies, though, the whole last year led the league in that category, especially with Ja, especially with Dez. Like, those guys like to get out and run. They're not leading the league right now, but they're top of the league, averaging about 16 points per game in the transition. Like, who is the transition stopper? Like, was this something that they were focusing on? Like, to be the best in the league?
Steve Clifford, our new but old head coach, defense guy all the way. So that is something that he prides himself on, his team. I know that's been a huge goal of theirs and focus since the beginning. And he comments a lot about Dennis Smith Jr. And honestly, he talks more about how he is as a defender versus what he brings offensively for us. So I know he's a huge factor of it. And then Nick Richards, the guy runs from rim to rim, and it's been incredible to watch. He has made a huge jump from last year to this year. I know he worked a ton this summer on all parts of his game, but he's a big part of that defense as well. He has been such a great protector of the paint. And, Mason Plumlee's our starter, but when Nick comes in, it's like they don't miss a beat, which is always something you obviously want for a guy coming off the bench. So I'd give a lot of credit to those two, amongst others as well.
Yeah, very cool. I think this is going to be a really fast game.
Yes.
Especially because both teams like are top 10 in points in the paint. You mentioned those two big guys. The Grizzlies love scoring in the paint as well, but this is the fun thing that I saw. So the Grizzlies offense is top 10 in the league, but their defense is 28th, like literally second worst in the league. You guys are the exact opposite of really good defense,
Right.
low scoring offense. So what do we picture tonight? Like, I don't picture it like a 127, 125 game tonight.
No, gotta be low scoring, like maybe like 80s, 90s. I mean, do we even break 100?
Is that crazy?
I don't know. Obviously, you know, Gordon's a big part of what we've been trying to do. The last couple games, so having him out tonight alongside all the others is going to be, is always kind of challenging, but it's got to be just from the stats alone. Obviously anything can happen, but I'm assuming it's going to, maybe they don't break 100. It could be totally wrong.
And Ash, both teams are 29 and 30, like the two worst teams in free throws.
I know. I saw that today and it's like, man, I don't even know what to say.
I mean, that's where you put points on when the clock is stopped. So if I
Yes.
was going to predict what tonight would be, I don't think it's going to be one of those like all-star like scoring games, which might actually be kind of exciting because defense has been getting control on our
Right,
end.
because honestly, it's not really fun when they're just trading buckets, when it's just back and forth, back and forth. To me, that's not a very entertaining game compared to others. But the free throw aspect of it too throws like a wrench in the plans for I feel like both teams. And our coach harps on that too. He's like, they are free points. That is the best bucket you can get. The best possession is if it ends in a free throw. So if we get to the line, it's like, is that even going to help any team? I don't really know. We'll see. I mean, Mason's left-handed free throws. Kels, I don't know if you've seen them yet, but they are something to watch. It's good.
She said something to watch.
Something to watch.
Look, either way, it's going to be exciting. The game starts at 7. You can watch it on Bally Sports and the Bally Sports Plus app. I mean, we love playing you guys. You gotta do this.
I know. I wish we came to Memphis more. I just thought about it. I was like, man, we're coming here early. That's it then.
I won't see you again until summer.
Well, yeah, I guess we could do this again when you guys come to Charlotte, but
you're right.
Not the same.
No, it's not the same. All right. I will see you at the arena in only a few minutes.
Yes.
And Grizzlies fans, if you're coming to the arena, I can't wait to see you guys too. And if not, we'll see you on Bally. So thank you, Ash.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.